Hi, girls, and we're back. Your love sisters are back from their long Christmas break. We both hope you had an amazing time with your family or celebrating whichever holidays you're celebrating at that time of the year. And Happy New Year, New Year, New You. And I hope this podcast is going to help you get into the new version of yourself. So, I'm Juliette, and I'm here with Mia. And today we're going to talk about a really good topic that's been asked a lot from you guys, which is how to be mentally strong. So that can be on how to set your boundaries as a femme fatale, how to actually be strong in those limits that you put to yourself, those boundaries you put to yourself, and not be scared to actually hold on to them. So yeah, we're happy to be here.
Yeah, we're so happy to be back. We took a really long break, so sorry for that, but we're so excited to be back. And a lot of you girls have messaged on our main page asking, when is the podcast back? So here we are with a very strong topic all about how to be mentally strong for 2024. So I can't wait to get into it.
Yeah, you girls were so actually cute to message us saying, where is the podcast? And we're so happy to see that because at some point we weren't even sure to continue it. So it really pushed us to and made us motivated to keep on recording. So yeah, we love those feedbacks. If you want to leave some reviews from our podcast, follow us on Spotify. That just would help us a lot as well and motivate us to keep creating content for you girls.
Yeah, that's true. We were considering maybe, it's not useful for everyone. Will everyone listen? And we were hesitant. But when we get all of these messages from you girls, it honestly pushes us so much and we're so happy. So keep sending in all your feedback. I literally look at every single message and I reply to every message. So yeah, please reply to us.
Yeah, we're here for you. So let's get started.
Yeah.
The main issue that we as women have is sometimes we can feel a bit weak or we want to be nice. And it's hard for us to actually keep those standards, keep those boundaries that we set to ourselves. And in this podcast today, we really want to talk about how to actually be strong mentally, to avoid being stepped over by a guy, by trying to stop yourself from doing what you want, and just be mentally strong and be ready. If that guy is not good for you, leave. Even if you still have feelings for him, if you see the red flags, be strong enough to walk away. You will find better. Don't stay with someone by comfort or anything like that, or because you're scared of not finding better, or because you're scared of being mean, of perceived as the bad person in the relationship. You have to be strong and really ask for that respect you deserve. And if you're not getting it, then you cannot stay in those situations.
Yeah, a lot of women mistake kind of the feminine energy with not having these boundaries. So they let these men kind of, do what they want because they're trying to stay in this feminine energy. But being in your feminine energy is still having your boundaries and still not accepting less than what you deserve. If anything, you're going to step into your boundaries more as a woman and understand that no, this is not what I want. And when you really have that no, like those really strong boundaries put in place, you literally won't accept anything less than what you want.
Exactly. Like Mia said, your feminine energy of being caring and being nice and taking care of other people, you have to keep in mind that here we always talk as well about dark feminine energy, which is about putting yourself first and doing what is best for your interests. Because at the end of the day, you live for yourself, with yourself, you'll die alone, you come to the life alone. So yeah, we really want you to think about that. You are here to live your life, not to please someone else and at the end regret it.
Yeah, you have to put yourself as a priority. So just remembering that you're the prize. And when you look after yourself on that level and you love yourself, you're going to give the best version of yourself to everyone else. And that's even with relationships, friendships, if you have kids, your family, anybody. So you being at your best self, you can then give your best self to someone else. Otherwise, you're going to be, down, miserable, unhappy. And that's another thing. Don't just get into a habit of staying with this guy because you're comfortable with him. That's not good. You need to put your boundaries first, not accept anything less than what you deserve. And if they're stepping out of line or it's like not what you want, when you're so strong in your boundaries, as I said, you just won't accept it. You won't accept anything less.
Yes, exactly. So let's get started on those main points of how to be mentally strong.
Ladies, let me stop the podcast for 2 minutes to let you know we have some very, very exciting news, something that we've been working on for the longest time. We have launched a course. So, in the course, we have the oldest method that has been used for literally years and years, from stars like Marilyn Monroe to Cleopatra. We've tried and tested this method for the longest time, and let me tell you, girls, it works. If you're wanting to step up your whole life, like, girl, this is a self investment. You can literally have any man that you want, get any man to do whatever you want. It's not princess treatment we're talking about here, it's literal queen treatment. So, if you want to know more about this method, DM us on our Instagram, transform at b.a.femfatale to learn more.
The first one and the main one is loving yourself, valuing yourself. And how do we do that?
So I think the best way to, value yourself, love yourself is knowing yourself. So you have to do your inner work. How you do your inner work, you have to do all your affirmations. I think mirror work is probably the strongest thing for me personally. And it's the thing that I struggled with the most. I found it so difficult to look in the mirror and say, you're beautiful, like I love myself, like all of the things, and looking at my flaws in the mirror and loving them was definitely the most difficult. But I think even when you start off by looking at yourself and saying, like, I love myself, even to yourself at the start and not out loud, can really help just to set that, just to set that habit at the start. You can even write on a piece of paper beside your mirror all of the things, and you're reading it every day. And that will get you into the habit of actually looking in the mirror too, because some women actually have lost so much confidence that they don't even want to look in the mirror, which is so sad. So yeah, if you write down a note in a notebook everything that you love about yourself and just practicing that, reading it, going over it. There's other ways to make sure that you're reading these notes about yourself. Like you can put it on the back of your phone, anywhere in your notes in your phone, somewhere where you will read it constantly.
Yes, affirmation is so big. We don't even understand the power of it until you actually do it. We actually helped develop a few things to help you girls for that. We actually have an affirmation guide for dark feminine affirmation, and we also have a meditation of affirmation that you can just listen to if you're not feeling comfortable at the beginning doing that. But of course, we're not pushing you to do anything. It's just if you want a guide that's already made for this specific topic, because we really wanted to have everything ready for you girls and have everything you need to transform into your best self. So if you're interested in that, of course, you can check out, like we'll always put our link in the bio and everything. But yes, affirmation is so big. We have over 100 affirmations on how to transform into that best self, loving yourself, feeling like you deserve the best, that you are beautiful. You don't need to compare yourself to anybody else. And yes, like Mia said, just write the favorite ones that you have, put it on the mirror, and as much as you see them, think about it. Even if you're just, let's say, in the car and you want to put a meditation on when on your way to work, you will hear those affirmations and you will feel empowered. Starting your day with affirmations, you will feel so empowered that you will kill the day, and that's the first step to actually loving yourself.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're finding it extremely difficult, as I said, I did at the start, to say these affirmations to myself, you can listen to affirmations, and we do have a meditation all around affirmations, and this would make it way easier to get you into that kind of rhythm of hearing these things out loud that you're not even saying, but you're still taking this in. So it's so powerful.
Yes, and one big thing about affirmation is there is no power if you just say them without meaning them. You need to really feel the love you're giving yourself with every affirmation. Visualize yourself being that gorgeous woman entering a room with getting all their eyes on her. So you really have to feel in order for it to really work. So
yeah, and I gave this tip before, but if you literally look at your perfume and think, like, when I spray this perfume, everyone's obsessed with me. Like, it might sound a little bit silly, but these little things really do work, and you'll feel so empowered. Or even if you visualize a room and think of the 4 points of the room, and you're walking into the room and everyone looks at you, when you visualize all of this stuff, believe me, it comes true. It really does come true. It's like the vision boards that we always talk about, and making those. with all of the pictures that you want in your life, and you have to believe it as if it's already here, it's already happening. It's not like, it's not, oh, I would love that to happen. That's not how it works. Even there's people that have put in their car like a sticker of a Lamborghini sign instead of, let's say, their Toyota, because they're pretending that this is literally their life. And that's why it comes true, because they already believe they have it. So they're already believing that they deserve it. So that's how it comes true. It's not believing, oh, if. That's why I always change my words from like, if it was to happen, I will say it's as if it's already happening. It's already here.
Yes, all our affirmations are present tense. I am gorgeous. I am rich. I am successful. But your thoughts really become your reality. I feel like we're not going to go deep into that, but if you want to look into it, there is so much studies and like so many books on that topic as well that shows that the power of the law of attraction, if you believe it, it will become true. So yeah, put it into action.
I'm extremely big believer in this, as you can probably tell. Like, it's like my whole passion. So I could, excuse me, I could talk about this for like 24 hours. So yeah, I'll stop here.
We always talk about it. Like, mindset is so important in everything in life, whether it's in business, it's with your friendship, with your relationship, with men. Your mindset is number one. If you're feeling weak, you're going to be walked over. And that's why we want you to really become strong on that side, being so comfortable and confident within yourself that even people being like picky at you or just being mean for no reason, you won't care at all because you know your worth.
Yeah, this is the thing. It's not even about just your, your boyfriend or your husband relationship wise. It's even about friends and family. Like, how do they treat you, and how are you accepting them to treat you? Because if they're doing these kind of backhanded jokes, which a lot of kind of jealous kind of family members can do, it's like they're pretending to joke, but there's really a deeper meaning behind it, and it's something that's not nice. It's about not accepting even these things, because when you allow someone to speak like that and you kind of react back, or you get into that negative energy of reacting back to them, it takes you out of this expensive energy. And it's the expensive energy that you want in order to attract the best, to be with the high value man, to be at your best self. It's, you want to be in this expensive energy. So allowing people to mistreat you and just being that walkover and not, having your boundary and saying, I don't like that. And if they don't accept that you don't like it, you cut them out of your life. Like, it is as simple as that.
Yes. Talking about jokes is the same thing. Don't joke about putting you down. Little jokes like, oh, I can go out because I'm broke. Ha ha ha. Don't. Like, that will become your reality. It's the same thing. Your words are so important and your thoughts are so important that you can't even think negatively or joke negatively about yourself. But going back to the environment, yes, your family, your friends, putting yourself in an environment that is going to be good for your growth, that's going to push you up and not down, is so important. Even if your family members, you're really close to them, but if some of them are putting you down, for your transformation, you will need to put them on the side. It means not going to a few dinners with your family, things like that. It's fine. Just focus on yourself first, because you cannot allow other people to put you down while you're trying to transform and grow inside, because it's the person you're the closest to that will hurt you the most, and you will feel really bad about it, and they can put you back to zero again, and you would have to do all that work back again because they would have already put you back again.
Yeah, it's very true. And believe me, they will start to cop on. Like, when you don't go to one or two family events and stuff like that, they will start to realize, wow, like, she's not playing. Like, we need to be kind to her. Like, she won't accept this. And that's putting your boundaries and really feeling your boundaries. And honestly, when you do these type of things, you will feel so powerful that you start to realize that you don't want to even accept things that you would have like not even looked at before, and you're looking at even more things. So you're higher in your boundary level as the time goes on. You're feeling more powerful, you're feeling more confident, and you're feeling more like, I can do this because I've done it, basically.
You'll feel in control, and that's what we want you to be. But another thing is that if you have feelings like that you have deeper issues or trauma from the past, another thing that's really important to go through is shadow work. Whether you're going to see a therapist or you're doing your shadow work journal, writing down your thoughts, answering those hard questions that really will put to light your shadow and really help you process those traumas until you actually do that and feel fully loved and accepted with yourself, it's going to be hard to move forward. You really need to process everything that happened to you, bad experiences. Why were you feeling specific ways in past relationship? Did you have inner child issues? Like what? A lot of things we need to process in order to grow as a person and leave that old self or accept it fully and then go to the next step of your life.
Yeah, it's all well and good when you know, love all of your amazing sides, but it's about loving yourself as a whole and accepting yourself as a whole. And that's how you really will love yourself deeply. And it's not just, you know, a very basic love. You need to love yourself from literally within to the outside. And you'll notice you even start to look different. Like your physical will literally glow up just because your mental health is well, like you're looking after your mental health. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly, because you won't have any jealousy anymore. There is something sometimes that will trigger you and you don't understand why. A few words here and there, a few conversations, and then you would get triggered. But that's because something happened in the past and you've been programmed to react this way. And once you process those feelings and you understand, even if that happens in specific situations, you feel triggered by a few words, instead of just going through that negative mindset or those negative thoughts or feeling bad or jealous, think to yourself at that exact moment, why am I feeling this way? And that will be so powerful. And then write that down and like let go of your thoughts. And you will feel this release that you've never had before because you never even thought that was something to work on because you thought it was normal reaction. But no, there is always something that triggers you and that comes from something that happened in your past or not even a long time ago. It can even be that relationship from that toxic guy that was like a few months ago, and you might still have traumas from it. But process it, accept it, and then you'll feel that release, and you won't even understand why you're feeling that light. You won't be impacted that much anymore. You're not going to feel triggered as much. Jealousy is not going to be a thing because you love yourself so much. There is so much work to do inside to shine from the outside.
Yeah, that's a really good point to talk about, that you do really need to process your feelings. If you don't process these negative feelings that you're feeling, and a lot of women, when, you know, they're going through, let's say, a breakup, they just want to feel happy because they felt so sad just before that they feel like, oh no, I won't feel my negative emotions because I just want to be in my happy phase now. But that's actually the worst thing that you can do, because it's going to come back later on and literally bite you. So it's best to deal with your emotions in that moment. So if you want to cry, cry. If you want to scream, scream. Like whatever you want to do, let your body do that, and it won't come back and haunt you basically with those triggering points that Juliette was talking about. You won't have all of those triggering points anymore because you've dealt with it already.
That is so true. Like, go through that cry, because we always try to be strong and all and be like, and you block those emotions, but they're still here deep down. And also, like, they can show up as pain in your body. Like, look it up.
Yeah, this is physical too. And this is exactly what I was talking about. Literally on your physical appearance, people will be saying to you after a time, if you've dealt with all of that inner child and everything, people will literally say to you, oh my God, you look so young, or you look so nice, like your skin is glowing and everything. And it's because of that. It's all releasing that negative energy that's inside your body.
But we can talk for hours about this topic. We're passionate about it because it's really is one of the first steps to transform into the best version of yourself. If you like this topic, we can even bring someone, an expert on all the shadow work, inner child work, if you're interested. So let us know.
Yeah, we can have a whole therapy session. I would love that.
Yeah, we can talk about it and a bit more in details and the scientific effect and how it can change your life and all of that. So if that's something that interests you, let us know. Because if not, we can talk the whole podcast about it. But we got other things to talk about.
Yeah, let's get into the other things.
So next up is, once you've loved yourself, affirmation. Meditation is good, but first step is affirmation. If you don't have time for both affirmation and meditation, stick to affirmation, I think, first. But meditation is also a really good one because it brings you peace. And that's when you can put yourself into a mood where you won't get mad easily. You feel at ease. Same, your body is calmer. So meditation is also good to add to your routine if you have the time. But yeah, routine. Having good routine and good habits, that's something really big.
Yeah, so everything in life is all based around habits. So you'll notice yourself, you probably have a whole routine, whether that's good or bad, where you wake up, you do the same thing every single day. So if you don't have those good habits, it's basically all about breaking those bad habits and implementing like really good habits. So even when you wake up, to make your bed is a huge thing. A lot of people talk about this and, people don't think it's that serious, but it is. It's the start of your day. And these little goals, let's say, make you feel achieved. So making your bed will make you feel achieved. Maybe you want to, read for 30 minutes before you even look at your phone. These type of little habits can do you the world, honestly.
I think what we're actually mentioning in this episode would be great for you to apply for 30 days as a routine and habits. So doing your shadow work, doing your affirmation, if it's only 5 minutes per day, for instance, shadow work journal, we also have, of course, that on our website because we love to have everything ready for you girls. Can only be answering one question a day. That will be a deep question. You don't have to do the whole thing at once, but just take a little time every single day doing all of the things we're talking about. And after 30 days, I will tell you, you will be transformed already.
Yeah, if you're struggling on where to start or, having that kind of guide there for you, we do have the Healthy Habits Guide. And at the end of it, it basically has a printout time box, which will literally have each time of the day throughout your whole day for you to basically write down everything you need to do throughout that day so you don't forget anything. For me personally, I'm a really forgetful person unless I write everything down. So this helps me tremendously to get every single thing I want done. And there's literally a little tick box of okay, I've done it throughout the whole day. I would say it's best to do it either the night before of what you want to do the next day or first thing in the morning. Write absolutely everything you want and stick to the time and take that time really, really seriously. So even if it's to have your lunch for a certain time, till a certain time, give yourself that time to have that. And also putting in that time box then affirmations, meditation, it can be yoga, anything mindfulness is great for you. So at least doing one thing a day, at least be great.
Yes, exactly. And you will feel already changed by doing those affirmations every day. Next up would be really setting your boundaries and your limits and also making a contract with yourself. So you're going to write those boundaries, you're going to write those limits, and you're going to sign at the bottom, I will stick to them, and you will sign it. It is a contract with yourself, and you cannot get out of that contract because these are your limits, these are your boundaries. Someone treats you bad, out.
Yeah. Goodbye, adios.
Yeah, and being strong mentally is really sticking to it. At the beginning, it's going to be hard because you're not going to be used to it. You're going to feel bad about actually sticking to those boundaries because you feel like you can actually not find a better person or you don't want to hurt that person. But if that person hurt you before or has a red flags or has walked over your boundaries that you had shared with him before, he would have destroyed that relationship knowing it was overstepping your boundaries. So you cannot accept anything like that.
And don't feel but I give an image of being so nice or oh, I'm the nice girl, let's say. That wouldn't be nice for me to start having these boundaries. Having boundaries is not about being not nice. It's about having the most respect for yourself. So let's not get it twisted of, oh, I want to stay nice. You can still be nice and have your boundaries. I'm not saying to scream your boundaries in people's faces because that's not how it works. But knowing that you have these boundaries and letting people know in the right way that I don't accept this, or even getting more distant with people when they act, what way you don't want them to act towards you, they will realize, okay, she doesn't like that and I'm going to stop that.
Yeah, it's so important because that will also help you value yourself. And the thing is, if you write those boundaries, those limits, sign it, let someone walk over you, first of all, they will understand that whatever you told them about your boundaries, your limits, doesn't matter because you can come back whenever, you can do it again because you'll stay. And second of all, you will feel really disappointed with yourself. And you will have this feeling of, disrespect for yourself of accepting that type of thing. And by doing that, you're allowing that person to disrespect you again. Because you say, these are my boundaries. Boundaries are really strict and hard. If you're telling them these are your boundaries of I'm here or I'm not here, and then you still stay, you're clearly telling him I'm weak and you have control over me.
Yeah, and that is when you're actually weak. That's not even just telling them like I'm weak. You are weak at that stage because you're accepting less. And then, your boundaries are going to be gone. Even the ones that maybe you wrote down boundaries of everything that you like. So most of the time when women kind of, you break a habit, one habit, let's say, all of the other habits go out the window. So it's like, just because you maybe let someone away with one thing, that doesn't mean that now all your other boundaries are gone. You still stay on these boundaries. So that's really important of keep going, even because it is a habit. So you're going to find it difficult at the start to not let anyone kind of, let's say, mess with you. You're going to find it hard and maybe you will let some things go, but it's about constantly reminding yourself, no, I need to stay with my boundaries. So yeah.
Yes, and your boundaries are also, if you want that princess treatment and you let someone walk over you, you're not going to get it anymore. Like you're going to, the role are going to be turned around. So you don't want to have that. But your boundaries, when you set your boundaries, because they're all different for everybody, there is some that should always be standards of like being respected. Some, if they're between guys and the guy you're talking to or you're in a relationship with find it cool to put you down in front of his friend because he's cool, well, that's a big no-no. Like we don't want that. Anything harmful physically, is that a big no-no? Like you run away, girl, because you don't want to live a life with that type of person. What's called again? Word abuse as well is really bad. Mental abuse, sign of narcissism, all of those things you have to run away from. Then like other limits, let's say we have different limits. For me, I would say like after 11 p.m. I'm not going to answer messages because I'm sleeping. Like even if I'm up, no, you're not. You don't have access to me at that point.
And also I feel men are men. So past a certain point, they start to turn maybe a little bit weird, or the conversation can turn into like,
it's that time.
Yeah. He's just thinking of one thing only at that time. So you're limiting those cheap interactions basically by saying, I'm going to sleep at this time. I'll talk to you tomorrow. I'm up early for the gym, or I'm up early but at this time for blah, blah, blah. And it's good to kind of put in a self-care thing there to let them know that, this girl, she prioritizes herself. She really takes care of herself. She's going to sleep early and she doesn't care to talk to me past a certain time because she values herself.
Yeah, well, that's one thing. Once you start prioritizing that person above anything else, above your need, above your routine, above your self-care, you lost yourself. You're going to lose yourself. He's going to feel like he has full control over you. So you don't want that.
Yeah, it's over for you.
Yeah. But when you set your boundaries, a really good thing to do is go over your values. Your personal values, whether it's respect, if you have faith, if you have different type of thing. What are your values? And put those into your boundaries because sometimes you also don't just align with that person, and make sure that you are sharing the same values, because if you don't and you stick there, in the long term, it's not going to work either.
Yeah, we can't tell you exactly the boundaries that you should have because every person is different on what they expect and their standards. So maybe what is really, really important to me won't be as important to Juliette, but still there is basics of what Juliette said about the, having your respect, like just basic common things that should already be given in a relationship. And then obviously Juliette said she doesn't like someone texting her past 11 p.m. That might be 10 p.m. for someone else, or 8 p.m. for someone. Like you never
depends
know.
On your lifestyle as well.
It depends on you. So yeah, it's about even establishing what you want from a man and not what you don't want, basically. And you can write that down, like what you want, exactly what you want. And if he's not matching that exact of what you want, then bye-bye.
Yes. So another way to be mentally strong is to really refocus yourself on your goal, on your career, on what you want in life. So same thing as writing your boundaries, your limits, sticking to them. You will also write your goals for 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, and you're going to look at them And once you're losing focus and like once you're losing yourself, if you feel you're being distracted by that person, go back to your goals and refocus, because that will also set you up for like, oh yeah, that's what I'm aiming for in life, and I cannot waste my time with someone if it doesn't align with my future, if I cannot even focus on my goals, if it's not helping me get to where I want in life. So your goals and putting yourself first, your career, your work, whatever it is, if you want to be a housewife with kids, if that guy is not allowing you to have that type of life or doesn't want to be there yet, you also have to think about all of the things.
Yeah, that's a huge thing that you just said about, is he even helping me to get to where I want to be? And that might not be, even maybe he's not as interested in something that you want to do. Let's say you want to be like a big makeup artist, for example. Maybe he's not super interested in makeup, let's be honest, but it's just the fact of, I support you.
100%.
Because many men are jealous and they want to put you down, and it's to keep control of you. It's to keep you in this kind of box that, okay, she's in that box and only I have access to her. Like, she's not going outside of this box. So as much as he can put you down, he will do that so that you don't feel confident enough to do all of the things that you love. So if a guy is loving something, that says everything.
Yes, you don't want someone that lowers your shine, lower your growth. You cannot be like that. So yes, how does it work with how to become mentally strong? Because when you realign with your personal goal, you will become stronger on your boundaries, on your limits of what you accept from someone as well. If in the future you want to be married and you feel like that man is not marriage material, then so sad, but bye-bye.
Yeah. You can't stay with someone not knowing, what the future holds. That's not good either. That's like a guessing game. And you're actually playing a bit with fire here, because you don't know, is he even going to marry you? You need to kind of know fully that that's a husband. That's a guy that's going to take care of you. That's a guy that's going to push you. That's a guy that's going to look after your kids. That's a good example as a father. Like, you need to see all those things before he actually becomes that. Don't think that he's just going to grow into that. He won't.
Yes.
He needs to be showing you these signs from the start.
100%. Next up, in order to be mentally strong with men, you cannot be fully dependent on them. So that means you need to have also your personal life. You go out, you have your friends, you have your routine. You can go to the gym, you go to coffee shop to work, or you go to work and hang out with your friends from work, or things like that. You need to not be fully dependent on that person. It cannot be only the two of you. If not, he has fully control over you, and you will feel like you will have to stay no matter what, and he can walk over your boundaries because you would have nobody else than him.
Even if he's your husband, don't get comfortable with just staying at home, like being at his beck and call, like doing everything that he wants you to do. You're literally just living for him. Like, that's not even attractive in itself. Like, it's not attractive. So you saying to him, oh, sorry, I actually can't do that tomorrow because I'm going to meet my friend for coffee in the morning. Or, you have a hobby that you love, like you're so passionate about it, because, you need to enjoy stuff for yourself too. It's not just all about relationships. It's not just all about him and what he wants to do and what he likes and everything about his friends, and it's all one-sided. It has to be stuff that you like and you want to do and you're willing to do alone. Even take yourself on a date. Even if you're in a full relationship, taking yourself on a date is a huge sign of self-love, and it's going to make him step up. Believe me, he's going to think, like, if she loves herself on that level and she can take care of herself on that level, I need to bring something more valuable to her life than she's already bringing to her own.
Exactly, because if you have everything, your life is great on its own. It needs to actually be worth being in your life. It needs to add something to your life. If it's to actually lower your level of life, putting you in a cage, it's not going to work. And you're going to lose full control over your life, your goals, yourself, all of that. So you need to still have your life, focus on yourself, focus on self-growth, focus on self-love, your boundaries, your goals, all of that, shadow work. This is literally the map to being happy in a relationship and being happy with yourself as well. So I hope you all took notes and you're gonna stick to them for 30 days. That'd be great. Or at least do that one contract with yourself, with your boundaries, with your limits, because it is so important.
If you stick to this for 30 days, believe me, it's a new woman at the end of the month. Just think about that. Think, what would my future self thank me for? And believe me, you'll be so, so, so grateful that you done that for just those 30 days. And say that to yourself, it's just 30 days. It's 1 month out of my life that can transform me.
It's nothing.
It's nothing.
And it will transform your life.
Should we get on to some of the questions?
Yes. Let's answer a few of your questions like we always do in that podcast.
Okay, so I have a really good one here. How do you stop comparing yourself to attractive females when you are with your partner?
Well, I think first of all, that means that you self-doubt yourself, so your confidence is not there. So I would say the first step is work on your confidence, because for instance, Mia and I, we are really confident with ourselves. We've done all that work we're telling you girls. Like, we're not telling you to do something we haven't done. And once we see someone that's good looking, a girl's good looking, would be like, oh, that girl is gorgeous, and we will not feel threatened by her.
Just because someone else is beautiful, that doesn't take away your beauty, you know?
At the end of the day, let's be honest, like, there will always be someone more beautiful than you in the eyes of someone else or whatever. Like, beauty is standardized, like it can be seen from different angles and all. But as long as you love yourself, like, there is not only the physical appearance. Like, if someone is with you, it's for who you are, not only physically, but also inside. It's a full person. And if you're confident, you will not feel threatened. Or if you feel threatened, it's also maybe a problem with your boyfriend who made you feel like he could go see other people and all. So that's, I would say, do some self-work, like self-growth, some work on yourself, on your confidence. And if it's an issue with your man being not really,
Bit weird.
Yeah, a bit weird, maybe messaging and not letting you see, or I don't know, weird things happening, like, have a talk with him about it, because you shouldn't feel this way. In the contrary, like, when we see a pretty girl, we're like, oh, she's pretty, like.
Yeah, and I do think as well, don't like, you know, say, like, get a little bit sad in front of your man if there's a gorgeous girl. That's letting him know that you think she's more pretty than you, or you think she's better than you. Actually saying like, wow, she's really pretty, or oh, I love her hair. Giving these type of compliments, I think even that's self-love in itself, because you're sharing love to other people, you know?
And that's like positive energy, like we said again. You want to be in that high level energy, that good vibe. Once you start being a bit jealous or threatened, like, your energy is lower, and you don't want that. Like, that's just gonna make you feel bad. I feel like those are the type of thing we're talking about when we say like that would trigger you for that shadow work you need to do. If you feel that triggers, ask yourself, why am I feeling this way?
Yeah, definitely. Give and receive. That's what I say.
Exactly. Okay, I have another question. I met a guy on Instagram, and he wrote to me for 2 weeks with love letters plus photos, and then he ghosted me. Why?
I mean, we're not in the man's brain. But this can be many reasons. This is kind of love bombing. I mean, if he is sending you all these love messages and it's kind of the start, he doesn't love you and it's fake. So he's probably doing that to like multiple women, let's be real. Like, these men, they make you feel so special. But when, you know, you don't love someone so soon, so realistically, his feelings are not matching the amount of time, like the timeline, they're not matching. So he's probably doing that to other women, and he's playing a game. He's trying to make you feel so special and then cutting you off. That's literally hot and cold technique. Like, we tell people to use those techniques to make people obsessed with them. So remember that he is literally manipulating you, trying to get you to be obsessed with him.
Yeah, because usually they just want that end goal. They'll love bomb you to get to that end goal. We all know what is the end goal. And once they get it, it's bye-bye, because they got what they wanted. And they just play with girls. They just love the chase, feeling that they have you, and then they're like, okay, now that I know she cares about me, I won, and now I'm going on to the next girl. So it's also, this is a really narcissist type of man. But if you were with a guy that you would like, that you like, I would say, were you being too into the responsive to that love bombing? Were you actually turning into what he was saying too? Are you love bombing him on the same time? Like, are you becoming needy? Are you becoming too lovey-dovey too early? Don't forget, the less you do, the better it is when you're starting with a guy. So if you start reciprocating,
Reciprocating, yeah.
that word, that love bombing, like, he'll know he won. Like, he has you fully. You need to play the femme fatale at the beginning. Like, if you're being too intense as well within those 2 weeks, or even in general, if you're becoming just too intense with someone, they will feel like they already won the chase and it's over, like, and they just get bored.
And because you love yourself so much and you have these strong boundaries that were talked about the whole episode, you're literally going to think to yourself, I actually don't like him because he's literally shown me stuff that I don't like.
You can tell.
Yeah, it's like, oh, that is like turning me off.
The thing
and you're not going to talk to him.
Exactly. And the thing is, now you are aware of what men do. That love bombing, like, you're aware it is a love bombing. Don't fall into it.
Yeah, don't fall into the trap. Okay, so the next question I have is, best tips to go from dating per young guys to date high quality men?
Change your frequency, so where you go, change self-growth. Again, I'm sorry, we always talk about that, working on yourself, but it is really the basic. You need to improve yourself, your frequency and your energy will rise, and you will attract high level people to high value men, and change the environment you're in.
2 words, expensive energy. It's my favorite thing to
You're
say.
a rich girl.
Yeah, you don't have time for these broke guys that don't even know where they're going, and they're young. They don't even know what they're doing themselves. They don't even know themselves. So how can they give you anything? Like, don't you even accepting a young broke guy into your life is not having the expensive energy. So get on that expensive energy. And you won't accept that in your life anyway. And then that's when you can accept good, high quality, high value men.
We actually have an episode on how to get princess treatment. And in that episode, we actually talk about where to find those high value men and how to get that treatment you deserve. And I would recommend you to actually go watch it, because we give so much details about it, and
so much detail,
and how to raise your energy, where to find those men, and all of that. So yeah, go check it out.
Yeah, go check that out, because you can get into absolutely everything now, like in this next few minutes, you know.
Yes. So take your notebook and go back to it.
Yeah.
What to do when you like nobody, like you're not attracted to anybody?
My God. I've never got this question from anyone.
Yeah. I feel like maybe it's someone from a small town, you know?
And this is a real problem, because this has happened to me so many times. You just don't like anyone. It's true.
If you could see Mia's face right now, she's like, someone like me.
I'll start singing the song. But no. Okay,
Sing the song.
Let's get to the question. So honestly, I think this is when you have a great boundary and a high standard, which is fantastic. So give yourself a pat on the back for that.
Congrats, girl.
Yeah, this is good. You're not going to accept less, and you don't want to accept less, so you're not liking anyone. That is absolutely fine. Believe me, you will meet the person that you do like, and it's important to not settle. When you're on this vibe, do not settle just because you're worried that you're going to be alone, because then that's accepting a less energy than what you want to have. You need to stay in this high quality, high frequency. You can't, start to think, oh, I'm going to be alone, so I'm just going to jump to this guy. No, you're saying to yourself, I don't like these people because I love myself so much and I'm not accepting what they have to offer. When I will have an amazing man and he will be coming my way very soon. This is how you have to think and put yourself in that like amazing, good energy and love yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Don't force it. Like, there is no point. Better to be alone than with someone that will lower your energy, lower your full life. Like, you will feel better living your own things, doing your own things, and spending time with a guy you don't even care about. Like, you don't even need that in your life. Like,
yes.
You're feeling lonely, get a cat, get a dog in the meantime if you want someone with you, but don't waste your time with a man if it's not the right one.
Yeah, it's so true.
Don't force yourself.
And then you're not even, honestly, if you marry that guy after, it's going to come up in the long run. You know,
You're
it's
not gonna
going to
be
come up.
happy.
Yeah, you're going to be miserable anyway.
And
so
maybe you'll
love
meet
yourself.
that guy in the meantime and you'll be like, oh, why did I went for that?
And then you're in an affair.
And that's not good. We don't support that.
No, we don't support that. So cut all of that out. Make sure that you love him like from the start and that he's your man and that you chose him.
Yeah.
You didn't settle for him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think, girls, it's going to be the end of this episode. We were really happy to be back in the studio for you and doing this episode. So we hope you liked it. And yes, a good review or follow us or any type of support we would really appreciate to see that you like what we do for you.
Yeah, it helps us so much, and it helps us to continue with the podcast. If we have reviews on our podcast, it will help us to continue, it will help us to grow, and we can talk about so many other topics that we're dying to get into. So thanks so much for listening, girls.
Thank you. And if you have any topic you want us to cover, send us our way. Mia is always here to respond to you on Instagram anyway.
Yeah, be a femme fatale.
Yes. See you, girls.
Bye.
Bye.